I'm 18, I just finished college, I don't have a job, and I work for myself full time, posting on YouTube, managing my clients, and helping people turn productive. It's quite a busy life. I go to the gym 5 times a week, I train martial arts 2 times a week, and I try and run 15 kilometers per week also. In this video, I'm going to be going through a Q&A of how I balance fitness, finance, friendships, relationships, and life in general, to hopefully give you some insights on how you can streamline your life, make it more productive, and actually fit in the stuff that you need to do during your week to ensure you reach success productively. Hello, I'm Dylan, I'm 18 and I coach unproductive people to turn productive once and for all, as I personally went on a productivity journey, you could call it myself, with over 5,000 hours or 210 days of my life wasted on Call of Duty and other such video games. I had aspirations for business, for making a success of myself and helping others along the way, but I simply couldn't see it to actuality because I wasn't productive and stuck in a rut of procrastination. I couldn't do the work, so I didn't get results. But now I've turned it around and I effortlessly and easily breeze through large amounts of my work, for my business, for my education, and for my personal development goals. And I help others do the same with this YouTube channel where I give actionable advice on how to become productive in the fastest, most efficient way possible. If that sounds interesting, click subscribe, but let's get into the Q&A. I asked my viewers what they would like to ask me in today's Q&A to find out some insights, inspiration, and tactical tips to streamline their life and make it more productive. And the first question was, how do you balance business and school? For the last 2 years, I've been in college studying A-levels of business studies, sociology, ethics and philosophy, and Welsh back, that serious stuff that you have to do. And the biggest tip I can give to balancing it all is choosing a priority. Because if you are someone who's looking to go to university, which I was not from the start, then you should prioritize school, education, your A-levels, etc. to get that university degree. Because if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be an engineer, if you want to be a heart surgeon, then you need a university degree, you need that training and that bit of paper to get that job. Whereas if you do want to do something more generic or go into your own business like I've done for myself, then you don't need it as such. So you should prioritize your time adequately. See, when I was in college, I take the bare minimum of notes. Sometimes I go months and months without taking a single note in class, because when I go in, I put my headphones in, I edit the video that I've got coming out, I reply to all the emails, reply to the clients, etc. And I'd make it work because I'd spend my time in college doing the work for myself and not actually doing the work for the class at hand. And whether I'll regret this when I see my results, we will see. But to be fair, I have a speech in front of 500 people preaching productivity and selling my products in 2 days. So I feel like it was a fair trade-off, but we shall see. The second question said, how do you stay focused without burning out? And this is an interesting question. And I can't honestly say I haven't burnt out. It would be nice of me to say, oh, I do this, I do that without burning out. I've never burnt out before, but even in the last 6 months, I probably burnt out twice because of the workload that I was putting myself under. There was one specific time I can remember, I had exams coming up, I had this one thing I need to do for the business. I was coding an app that was taking 4 or 5 days of 6-hour day efforts. And on top of all that, I was trying to go to the gym, do all my self-improvement habits, journal, run, all of this stuff on top. And I essentially burnt out big time. I found it tricky to maintain it. And this is the tip for you, is to notice the signs of burnout. You're not sleeping as well, you're feeling not as much motivation to do the stuff that you usually enjoy, your gym sessions are lackluster, your appetite's gone down, you don't appreciate the small things, and you go through your day without even having one single smile. That is a sign of burnout. Those are the key signatures of burnout forthcoming. But when you see it, make sure to scale down your volume. As soon as this started happening, before I let it get too far, I cut the videos down from 5 videos a week to 3. I stopped sending as many emails and doing as many newsletter posts. I restructured the kind of work I was doing with the people I was working with to make it a little bit less work heavy. And I started to allow the system to run itself, because before, for the month prior, I was doing 3 email newsletters, scheduling one every single day. So I had email newsletters until the next month. So I took a break on that, allowed the system to run itself. I had short form content scheduled for another 2 weeks. So I took a break on that and allowed the system to run itself. Everything had streamlined because I was so consistent before. So you just have to have the courage, the bravery to actually beat your own discipline and just take a step back until things feel more comfortable. Now I've finished college, now I've graduated, I suppose, from my college A-levels, I have more time to put back into the business, into my endeavours and my efforts. The app's finished, everything's running smoothly, so I can just get back to work and with no stress behind me. Third question asks, what is my daily routine now? As I finish college, I now usually wake up around 7:30 to 8:30, go into the gym, go into the sauna after my workout, come home, get straight back into work, and essentially just work, have lunch around 1:30, trade the markets at 2:30 till 4:10, and then my evenings are usually quite free, so I'll go on a run, or tonight I'm going training, martial arts, and then I'll come home and sleep by around 10:30 to 11 o'clock to go again. It's as simple as that. I do batch my tasks though, and this is the really big tip for anyone who's in business in general, is to batch your tasks to specific days. So on a Sunday, I record all the content I need to do for the week. So I'll try and do as many videos as possible on Sunday, so during the week I already have the content pre-recorded and only needs to be edited, allowing me to streamline the process, limit the work I'm actually doing during the days, because rather than recording a video, editing a video, making a thumbnail, now I only have the more admin tasks, no speaking, no mental drainage, just the kind of visual effects which I quite enjoy to do anyways. Question number 4, how do you manage your clients while in college? Easily. The way I've structured my system, I don't really call often. I meet up with a few clients in person, I do a couple of phone calls now and again, but mostly I run my systems through messages, so that in college I could do it, on my phone, messaging away, and it makes it overall more efficient, because to type versus to speak, typing is way faster most of the time. Quickly bang out a message, send it off, and yeah, it means I can balance it during college. And the last question is, what do you do when you feel unmotivated? It's a bit tricky because I don't really feel unmotivated because I quite enjoy the work I'm doing, but there definitely is times where I don't want to go to the gym, I don't want to go training, etc. And I fall to this mantra: the treasure you wish to find lies in the cave you're not willing to enter. You all know the feeling of not wanting to go to the gym and then going to the gym and then feeling amazing afterwards, because not only have you proven to yourself that you can do something that's disciplined, but you also get the oxytocin release, the serotonin release, you're feeling on top of the world. So it's just trying to focus on the outcome rather than the journey towards it that takes me away from unmotivation or a lack of motivation. See, along the process of doing what you enjoy, of course, enjoy the journey. But if you're struggling to find the motivation to get along the journey and do the steps you need to do, like getting in the car, like going to the gym, when you focus on the outcome and the feeling that you feel, especially if it's something that you do often that you're now putting off, sometimes that can help with motivation. But if it is something to do with work, if it's kind of a work task that you're struggling to do, it's a bit of admin that you really can't be bothered to do, hyper-specific planning and making a clear set checklist of what you actually need to do makes it a lot more feasible for me, because you often in your head overinflate the length of the task, number 1, and the intensity of the task, number 2. So if it is a task that you're putting off, just make a hyper-specific to-do list in your planner, and when you realise it's only just three or four steps and maybe a 5 out of 10 intensity task, you can oftentimes get into it quite easy because you finally realize that it's not even that big of a deal and you can just bang it out quite quickly. But that was it. That was 5 questions you guys asked me and my answers. I hope you found some insight, some inspiration, and maybe a little bit of motivation to do the work that you've been putting off. And again, if you're looking to work with me one-to-one, I won't bog you down with the details, but 20 out of 30 days productive is what I'm guaranteeing. I'm looking to work with people who have aspirations but fall to the traps of procrastination and unproductivity. Check out the link in the description if you're interested. I appreciate you for watching.